drinking buddies, thanks for joining me again today. I wanted to offer you a few ways that you can open up the outsides of the hips and the outer IT bands without putting too much stress and strain on the knee. A lot of times when we think of hip openers, we think of pigeon, and this isn't always appropriate for somebody with, for instance, a knee replacement or your hip replacement, or you might just not like having a lot of pressure on the knees. There's still ways that you can access the outer IT band and outsides of the hips without putting pressure on your knees. One of the most effective ways is to bring your feet flat to the floor and knees pointed at the ceiling. And I'll give you several options for different levels of knee strength. You just cross one side, just let your right knee get out of your way. And for some of us, the baby bear is as far as we can go. You'll just interlace your fingers in front of your knee and just sit up nice, straight and tall, sort of pulling your knee in towards your chest. If you think baby bear works, you can do mama bear. You cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. And again, just sitting up nice, straight and tall. So you should start to feel something in the left outside of your hip. And if you feel like mama bear is accessible for you, you think you could do a little bit more, you can take papa bear, where you stack your left knee on top of your right. And you try to sit both hips back to the floor. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. You can intensify the sensation of stretching in all three levels by leaning your body weight forward slightly. If leaning your body weight forward creates some pressure on this front part of your top knee, that is your ACL ligament saying no thank you, come out of that. So do be careful about the pressure sensations that you might get on that top knee. But you really will feel a big, big stretch in the outside in the same way that you would for pigeon. The limitation of this is that you don't really get as much access to the piriformis as you do with pigeon. The way that it's basically just flipping pigeon upside down is to take threaded needles. So I'll turn my back to you so you can follow along and do exactly what I'm doing. So again, the feet are flat to the floor and the knees are pointed at the ceiling. And you'll cross your right ankle over your left knee so your legs can form a figure four or a triangle shape. For baby bear, you just push that right knee away from you and you'll notice some stretching going on down here. For mama bear, you can pick your left knee up off the floor and pull it in towards your chest. The deeper the left knee comes to your chest, the more you should feel it on the outside of your right hip and buttock. And some people will hold on in different ways. It doesn't matter. Some people are really flexible and they can just pull their right leg in at a right angle. And for papa bear, you can pull your left knee in and push your right knee away. And this is almost exactly the same as being in pigeon, where you have the right leg forward and you have that big opening in the outer IT band. But this also gets the piriformis muscle, which sits right near the sciatic nerve. So if pigeon is not available for you, you can take threaded needles or stacking your knees as a better alternative for you. Another way that you can get some stretch in the piriformis, not necessarily the outer IT bands, is if you feel like being on the knees is not easy or available, you can just come into downward facing dog and really push your sitting bones toward the ceiling. And then you can drop your knees over to the side so that you come onto your sitting bones instead of your knees. So those are just a few ways that you can take an alternative to pigeon. If your knees don't like pigeon, but you need hip openers, the threaded needles on the back is the equivalent of pigeon. But stacking the knees can also be a little more isolating to the IT band. So if you need more help with your piriformis muscle, you might try the threaded needles on the back. If you need more help with your outer IT band, you might try stacking the knees. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know over at the Champagne and Chakras Facebook page if this was helpful to you, or if these still didn't work, if you need something more, there's always ways to modify things and find something that works for you, so please let me know. Thanks for joining me. Rock out with your cork out.